Our first Comet awardee is John Ashworth. John is being recognized for his accomplishments as a Palomar College alumnus. He revolutionized the golf apparel industry by putting the cool into golf clothing. Please view his video.
John Ashworth was first introduced to the world of golf by his father when he was just 8 years old. Within a year, he was playing well enough to compete in the local junior golf program. From then on, John practically lived on the golf courses, where on summer days he could play golf all day for only $1. At 16, he played on the Orange Glen High School golf team and qualified for the U.S. Junior Amateurs.
I met John back in 1971 or so, and he's probably 10 years old, I was 11, just little young junior golfers. Nice little kid. We didn't get along very well though, because we were competing against one another in junior golf. It was kind of the Oceanside crew against the Escondido crew, and he always beat me. And then I remember one time I beat him, and he was not happy. And I still have the picture that day when I beat him, so it was pretty funny.
After graduating from high school, John enrolled at Palomar College. He had the lowest average golf score in Palomar's league and was quickly scooped up by the University of Arizona with a full scholarship. John credits Palomar with providing him the needed preparation to succeed at a 4-year university. John graduated from the University of Arizona with a degree in turf management, but didn't feel that either the PGA Tour or golf course management was a good fit for him.
John Ashworth is an absolutely wonderful friend and a former partner. I met John in 1985 on a golf course when he was caddying for Mark Wiebe, who played on the PGA for many, many years. John was his caddy, and I played in a tournament with Mark, and we got a chance to meet at that time.
One day in 1986, while the two were driving on the 5 in Los Angeles, John brought up the notion that the clothing on the PGA Tour was in need of a big change. Jerry encouraged John to brand his idea. Within a few months, Jerry had developed a business plan, and they raised enough capital to begin production.
When we first started Ashworth, we started in downtown Los Angeles. We decided to move it to Oceanside, but we had no contractors here to make our shirts. We were told about one called Joe Hagel in Oceanside. We went over to see the Hagel family and talked to them about shirts, got there about 3:30 in the afternoon. They were sitting there drinking their beers with their crew late in the day. And we went in, and John asked him, he said, "Mister, can you make this shirt?" And the guy goes, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, we'd like to talk to you about making some of these shirts." He says, "No, I said I could make it, but as you can see, we're too busy here." So John and I left with our kind of head between our legs. And the next day, John said, "Let's go back over there, although let's take a case of Budweiser with us." After we went back over there, we ended up spending till probably 10 o'clock at night talking to these people, hugging them at the end of the night. And they became, with a handshake, our contractor that made 100% of our shirts right here in California, to the tune of about 40,000 shirts a week.
What developed was the company Ashworth, today a business recognized as reinventing golf apparel. The company was not an overnight success, though, and John worked tirelessly to move it forward bit by bit.
In terms of just following what you believe in, John always believes that he can do something. He's not afraid to fail. He'll go after something that he wants. It might not always turn out the way he wants it to, but he will never quit something because he thinks he can't do it.
The turning point for the business came when John convinced Fred Couples and John Cook, both young but well-established golfers, to wear his line.
The Ashworth name became the fastest growing golf apparel company in the world, became the largest golf apparel company in the world. And John was so responsible for really inventing and developing a whole new look for golf in fashion and in style.
One of John's incredible accomplishments was that he made it possible for high school guys to get a date. Well, you had to be alive in the 70s to know what high school golfers were really like before John and Ashworth and the cool in golf came around.
Watching John work with the people at Ashworth was a really cool experience for me. He was a relational boss. I think our dad used to say, you know, everybody puts their pants on one leg at a time. And he really took that to heart. It wasn't like he was better than anyone else or that anyone else was better than him.
By 1997, the Ashworth clothing line had seen tremendous growth, with annual sales reaching $90 million. But John never got into the clothing business to make a great deal of money. He got into the clothing business to make a difference. After accomplishing great things with Ashworth, he decided to explore other areas of interest, such as the spiritual side of golf, world travel, and other clothing design opportunities. He started a new apparel line for Quicksilver called Fidra, honoring an historic golf course in Scotland. In 2007, John was invited back to Ashworth by the new owners, TaylorMade Adidas Golf, to help the company reconnect with its core customers.
Well, we really believed that having John a part of the re-emergence of the brand of Ashworth was something that was really going to help us reconnect again to golfers everywhere, because John's a guy that not only knows a lot about apparel and a lot about style, but he is a guy that has a deep love for the sport and a deep love for the golfers that play it.
You know, the name is well known throughout the golf industry, and it's pretty impressive to see, you know, John walk in a room and people, I hear him say, hey, that's John Ashworth. I mean, it's pretty cool, and I, you know, known him a long time, so I'm kind of proud to be around that, and it makes you feel good.
John is a golf avatar, an artist, and a designer. He's a cuvee of many things. He's, like his clothing, authentic and natural.
The President's Associates are proud to present the 2010 Comet Award for Alumni Accomplishment to John Ashworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Ashworth.
It's heavy. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very, very honored to be here tonight. When Rich approached me about this award, I thought, I don't know if I'm really quite worthy, but he said, well, if you don't do it, I'm going to bug you, you know, nonstop, so you better do it. So I said, okay. But, you know, I grew up in Escondido, and my father was a school teacher, and my mother was a nurse, and I have 4 sisters and a brother, and we had a fantastic family. And when I got through high school, you know, there wasn't much of an option for me at the time, and so when I reflect back on it, you know, Palomar was just an amazing experience. It was a time for me to kind of, you know, grow up. And, you know, at 18 years old, I was kind of a late bloomer, and I don't think I was even shaving at the time. So it was really a chance for me to kind of get a grip on life, and it was really an amazing experience. And so I want to thank the people of Palomar College, Mr. Deegan, and I also want to thank the people that were in the video you saw. My partner, Jerry Montiel, who was also a very, very distinguished alumni at Palomar. He was the quarterback for the football team and the pitcher on the baseball team in the late 60s, and he went on to an extremely successful career at Colorado State, and then an entrepreneur and actually my mentor. And Jerry, thanks a lot for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And also Susan Stanley, who's here tonight, and she was just such a trooper in the early days of Ashworth. And she also worked with my father at Circle R Golf Course in Escondido. Back in the early days, one great story with Susan was the fact that she would do anything. She went to work for us, and you know, she'd come every day and everything. And finally, after about 2 months, she goes, "Do you think I'm ever going to get paid for showing up?" But she was a big part of our success, and thanks a lot, Susan, for being here too. And you know, I have I'm so fortunate. I have such a great family, and I'm working with one of my nephews right now, Jeff Cunningham, whose wife is actually a teacher at Palomar College. So they're here tonight too, and thanks for being here, and also my wife and son Max are here, and you know, I couldn't. Behind every man is, you know, great man is an extremely great woman, and my wife Tam, you know, I love her to death, and she's here, and she's my partner, and my son Max is here. My son Luke couldn't be here tonight, so anyway, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening, and I appreciate everything. So, thank you.